orchestra teachers, Sarah Hart, Brian Cole, and Caitlin Olive, hiding in the back. The amount of time and energy that they've put into this performance is astounding. So I'm excited for you guys to see it. A big thank you to all of the donors that went into this performance, the Mercer Island Schools Foundation, the Mercer Island Orchestra Booster, the PTSA, and the Fine Arts Advisory Council. All of them are such great contributors to this amazing program that we have here at IMS. A big thank you to all of you parents and families that came out. We also have staff members here, we have other students here, so thank you to everybody who's coming to support us tonight.
We have really, welcome. I'm so glad you're here. We're so excited for this particular performance. A special thank you to our administration. Katie is awesome, and Mary Jo is fabulous. We just have wonderful administrators here. And thank you to the teachers who showed up tonight. It's really special, especially at the end of the year when everybody's just, trying to just get to the finish. So thank you for making the extra efforts. It really means a lot to me and to the kids, to all of us. Thanks to our facilities staff, our AV staff, the fabulous RJ back there, running all the live stream and everything. And I just want to say, I'm saying all my thank yous up front so that because I have a lot of things to remember tonight. I try not to forget anything. But it's been a fabulous year working with Brian Pope. I've been so honored to get to know him and work with him and just see hit the level of musicianship and professionalism and kindness he brings to this work. And so he's been amazing to work with. Thank you, Brian. And of course, thank you to the utterly fabulous Caitlin Olive, who just keeps everything running day after day. So she's all of our right arm, so we just, we love her. So, and the boosters. So Sharon's here tonight, and Dorit is rolling off, our co-presidents, and then of course Joel and Celeste, our wonderful reps, and all of you parents who serve in any capacity, bringing, popsicles to, helping, with fundraising, to all the things that you do. Thank you so much. And there's Okay, we're going to kick this off with Royal, what's it called? Procession. I do this every time. It's a running joke. I cannot. Is it promenade processional? What is it? All right, okay, here we go. just made so much progress. I want you to remember when we met, most of these kids didn't know how to adjust their in-pin or their shoulder rest or even open their case. And now they can play together. They've learned so much music, so much technique. But I think what's most incredible is how much we've learned to come together as a group and really collaborate with teamwork. 10 and 11-year-olds, we've learned a lot of self-management about, how to be a citizen in orchestra and how to really invest in your contribution to the greater goal. And my favorite thing about music is that's music and it's awesome. But my second favorite thing is, well, one of my other favorite things is how many things we can really teach through participation in a musical ensemble. And these are all skills that serve these kids throughout their lives in all of their pursuits, academic and just being a human. So the next piece is very special because it was composed by our artist in residence, Adrian Gordon, who has actually flown here from North Carolina to spend the day with us, sharing his amazing energy and wisdom. In a few minutes, we're going to talk more about the artist in residence projects with the older kids. But this piece is really special because these kids got to meet today an actual living composer. Because so much of what is traditionally played in orchestras is by people who are died 300 years ago. So, and he is right here. And so this is Adrian. And it's been a really cool experience for me and for all of us and for the kids to get to learn from him today and throughout this year from this piece and ask lots of questions. And we're fortunate to have the support of all the funding bodies that we talked about, that Katie talked about before, to be able to make really amazing experiences like this happen for the kids. So here's Doomsday. So we're going to finish up. Just thank you for entrusting your kids' musical education to us this year. This is just the beginning of an amazing journey, and you'll see in a few minutes as we move through the ages. And we're going to finish with the traditional season finale that we do each year at the Grand Can Can.
Right. My name is Brian Polk, and I have the pleasure, in addition to working with all these fine young musicians here, with also teaching what we call our advanced fifth grade class for those students who've had more experience before they came to us. So most of the people on stage right here, they've never picked up a violin, viola, or cello until fall of this year, or bass. Thank you, Diego. But a couple of them have had a little bit of experience, and it's really fun to see what we can do when we share a level of experience. What those teachers in the room would know as scaffolding. We want to make sure that everybody is hit at that zone of proximal growth. And so we're going to show you what we were capable of with our advanced fifth grade orchestra. And then within the context of our orchestra as a whole, these people who have a little bit more experience can serve as leaders to their peers, not people who are like different than each other, but someone who can guide you towards faster growth. And so our hope, which you see in the sixth grade, which you see in the seventh and eighth grade, is that everybody keeps inspiring each other to do better than they could have done if they were just by themselves. Here's our advanced fifth grade orchestra.
Okay, we're just going to ask if everybody could scoot together as much as possible, because we've got some people standing over here. So if there's any room, if you could scoot to the middle, that would be great. My kind of constant growth goals as a music educator is to always look for ways to increase diversity in what my orchestras perform. Like I said earlier, many pieces we play are by dudes who died 300 years ago, like the piece we just played by Telemann. And I think there's a wonderful tradition in that, and even just from my life, like remembering I played a lot of these things when I was their age in my school orchestra. And I think we can honor that tradition, but we can also really simultaneously work to expand the canon. And so I found this next piece because I learned that Emerald plays the goujon, and she's one of our viola players. And I believe you have another goujon player in 5th grade, but yes, she is, Emerald, okay. And I just learned about that, so I'm learning these too, so cool. And I didn't even really know anything about the guzheng, and I said, could we maybe feature Emerald? And she was game, and her sister Ruby was excited too. So we started working. She started working with her teacher to develop a part. And what's interesting about the guzheng is that they're tuned in quarter tones, I guess I understand. And so it's not a typical collaboration because we don't have that really on our instruments. We play half steps and full steps. So it's been amazing kind of watching her play this instrument, and I think it's really cool to get to feature today. I was looking around for arrangements, and I found these Chinese folk songs, and we kind of worked together to decide which movements and if she liked them and all that. And I ordered them, and then I started reading about the arranger, and the arranger is actually a woman composer, arranger, who was the first woman. She's Chinese American. Her name's Chen Yi. First woman to earn an MA in music composition from the Central Conservatory of Music in Beijing, and she is now a professor in Kansas City, of all places. So anyway, so just lots of cool things about this project. I want to say thanks to her teacher, who's right here, for working on this with her. This was a challenge to put together because the tonality is very different, the rhythmic feel is very different, so it's very challenging for our group. And I want to thank Emerald's parents for bringing the instruments up and back and doing all of the heavy lifting there. So this is really cool. Thank you for your help in bringing this great music to this community. And there are two movements, so please hold your applause until after the second. of Valor. What you're about to hear is a culmination of about a year of work. I learned of Adrian Gordon over a year ago. I started sight reading with my kids and performing some of his works. I reached out to him after hearing him on a podcast and he was talking about collaborative composition. And so I kind of pitched a project knowing that we have grants that we could use. And so what he did is he met with the kids 3 times. I hope they talked to you about it, but over Zoom. And so we would Zoom, it's like one of the good things that came out of the pandemic. So now we all know how to use Zoom. But so he could come to us during class from North Carolina and talk with the kids. The first Zoom, he talked about what key they wanted the piece in, and inspiration, and do they want a piece in 3/4 or 4/4, or do they want a waltz? Do they want something that sounds like pirate music? Do they want, what styles do they want? And so they talked a lot about that, and then the second Zoom, he presented the music to us. We listened to the MP3 recordings that are like electronic, so not nearly as cool sounding as what you're about to hear, but it gave us an idea of how it worked, and talked to the kids about the composition process. And then finally, he did kind of a Zoom clinic with us where we played the pieces for him over Zoom about a month ago, 3 weeks ago or something. And he gave us feedback, and and then today he worked with the classes. So it's been a lot to put together, and I am just really excited about the project. So here we go. This is, and the kids love the piece. This is Echoes of Valor World Premiere. spaces in pins in. Be patient with us for just a second while we get reset.
等一下，我让你 wait。
another collaborative piece. I love this piece. You'll notice some really cool solos featuring 3 of our instruments, plus the fabulous William on drum kit. I don't know what we're gonna do without William next year when he goes to high school. We were asked to feature this piece a couple weeks ago at the school board to illustrate how IMS and MISD is preparing students for a global world, which was a real honor for me. And if you've ever been to a school board meeting here, you know the room is pretty small. But since we were invited, I said, well, I'll just bring 6 kids. We also brought a full drum kit. So we're a little extra in orchestra like that, but it was awesome. And so that was an honor for us to get to do that. So here we go. This is High Strung World Premiere. bit of appreciation with Brian Washington and Mercer Island themes for Mr. Gordon from the boosters. So.
And keep your applause going for Sarah Hunt and Caitlin Thank you.
Brandish your scissors carefully. And if you go to the front, I hope that the... Okay, cool. Lots of details. So the kids will queue up for just a minute, stack their back chairs, and then we will meet you out front for the popsicle thing. Thank you.
他们还要吃呢。
So I know the popsicles are awesome, but I promise this last piece will be really awesome too. So we do have one more. You'll like it. It's short, I promise. Have a seat. Sit.